Hello everyone. So in this video, we're gonna talk about Web Application Firewall and Access Control List (ACL). So we're gonna set up a Web Application Firewall and configure ACL to protect against different locations, to protect against different entities, you can say. So Web Application Firewall is generally it is a firewall service provided by AWS. So if you go through this architecture, we can see our EC2 machines over here, and we can access to the EC2 machines through our load balancer. We know that load balancer divides the traffic to different EC2 machines. So we need a protection layer, and we will set up a protection layer to our load balancer so that not everybody can access it. Now, this might not always be a protection kind of a thing. This might be like you just blockage to a certain region or area of different places. For example, like if you want to block anything, uh, or you want to block your website to a certain region of the country or a certain country altogether, then you can also use application firewall in that case, that you can block, let's say, entire Europe region to be blocked to your website. You can do that in the web application firewall. So this is a general basic setup. Let's go through the lab and set up our VPC. Then we can set up our installations. So let's just quickly go through that. Go to VPC first. Click on the VPC. Let me just delete this one first. Okay, now we can start creating a VPC. We will just create a VPC in this one. Let's name it. I'm just going to say Web Application Firewall VPC. We're gonna give IP address of 10.0.0/16. We have been doing this in most of the videos. Let's go and set up our subnets. Let me just delete the subnets that I use for the testing purposes. Okay, these are already deleted. So let's just create a subnet. We're gonna select our WAF VPC. Subnet, we're gonna say WAF subnet 1. We're gonna create it in one of the zone, availability zone. Just select one of it. Give an IP address 10.0.0. Say 1.0/24. And we're going to create a new subnet. We need a subnet. We need two subnet in this lab so that we can create our load balancer. Load balancer needs two subnets uh, in different availability zones. So we're going to select a different one now. We cannot create a load balancer without two subnets and two availability zones. Keep that in mind. So let's just go and give an IP address on this 2.20/24. I'm just gonna name it subnet 2. Just go to subnet. After that, we can go to our internet gateway. Let me just delete. Just give me a second. Okay, this one is already been deleted. Let me just create a new one. I'm just gonna say WAF internet gateway. Generally, we use the term IGW. Create a gateway and attach to the VPC, the one we just created. WAF VPC. Attach to the VPC. Let's let's create a route table. Let's just create a new route table. I'm just gonna name it WAF route. This is just for naming convention, okay? So that later on, if I need to delete the entire uh, lab setup, then I can just go through like all the things that have WAF. I will just delete those. So these are just naming convention that I'm following. We need to associate the subnets. So we get two subnets. Just put the subnet inside the route table, and we need to ensure that those subnets are internet facing. So internet gateway, just connect to the internet gateway. Anything that goes through this route, go through the subnet, or anything if the subnet's instance wants to go to anywhere, then we're gonna go to internet gateway for that case. Just save changes and okay. So that's pretty much for our our network setup. So let's just go ahead and create our EC2 machine. So for this lab, we just need one EC2 machine. That should be good enough. Although we do have a load balancer, and load balancer is used to divide load between the EC2 machines. But for our purpose, we don't really need two machines. We can just go with one. Just create one EC2 machine over here. I'm gonna name it WAF EC2. Yeah, Linux Amazon is good. Instastack is good. For keep here, just select the one if you have already one, or just create a new one. For the VPC network, select WAF VPC that we created. Select one subnet, anyone, enable. Make sure you enable this for testing purpose. And we're gonna create launch wizard 3 security group. The security group, make sure you open the port number. Let's just click here and open the port number 80 for everyone. So these are just for the testing purposes. And go to the bottom of the additional data, and let's put our user data over there. Let's copy the user data. So this user data, generally we have already used this. This is to update the system, install Nginx, and other extra software needed. We can start the Nginx by this command, and then we change the index file to something like this. Welcome to AWS WAF. You are allowed to this website. Okay, just copy this and paste it over here, and we can start our EC2 machine. So once the EC2 machine is pending right now, just wait for it to start it up. Now, as this is being started, let's go to our load balancer and create one. So we need to create a load balancer now. Let's go and create a load balancer. We need a HTTP load balancer. Let's just name it WAF load balancer. We need to create it in a VPC that we created. We need to select both of these and make sure you select the wizard tree over here for the security group. That is because the wizard tree security group, it allows port number 80, right? So you can create a new security group and attach to the load balancer, or you can just attach the one that has the same permission that we need. And we need a permission to enable port number 80 from everywhere. So we're just going to use wizard tree for this one. Create a target group. Let's go and create a new one. Yes, we're going to select the instances in this case. Target group could be our WAF target group. WAF VPC is good. Everything is good. Just create next. We got one up and running. The instance. Just include it over here and create a target group. So once the target group is created, we can go back to the load balancer and refresh this point and select the target group that is just created. Everything else is by default. Just create a load balancer now. So let's go to our instance and check if our website is up and running. So make sure you remove the HTTPS and just put HTTP over here and press enter. So you can see our website is running. You are allowed to this site. Okay. And let's go to load balancer and click on the load balancer DNS and try to paste it over here. Just give it some time. Load balancer takes some time to it's being created right now. So it does take some time to, it's on the pending status of right now. It's right status. Let's just go ahead and check it out. So just give it some time. It might take some time to, establish a connection. So in the meantime, let's go to our WAF. You can just select, go to WAF and shield. So this is a new UI. You can create a new resource pack over here. Just click and click the resource protection pack, add a protection pack, and you can enable the web if you want to use for a web application, or if you want to use for an API. but I don't recommend this because it will just guess it out like we have created everything else, and it will set it up more than what we required. But in our case, we can just go to the old WAF console, switch to old WAF console, and we can create a Web ACL over here, create Web ACL. So we'll establish with a ACL rule. The region is London, that's completely fine. The name could be Firewall ACL. And then association resource. So we're gonna associate the load balancer we create it, and next. So the rules. Now, before you add any rules, make sure you go to the side button and go to IP sets. So IP sets are the collection of IP that we want to, give it a group, create a collection of IP sets. I will just go through it. Let's say the IP collection name is IP 34 that are blocked. Okay, so we want to block all the IP address inside this group. So let's just put some IP address over here. This is for test. I'm just gonna put 1 and 24. We don't need a description. Just let's see. Okay, now that we're gonna put this. Let's put a 0 over here, and this should be good enough. Yeah, so we are supposed to put the network IP address over here with subnet marks. Um, let's go to our web. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, so you can see our load balancer is working completely fine. We can also test it by the IP address, but make sure you block the IP address if you are running a production. We only need to open the web app the load balancer, and we can access the web application to load balancer. Okay. Uh, yeah, so we're at IP sets. We just created one IP set over here. Go to WAF, add rule, create my own rules. We'll set this IP. So our rule will set. Our rule is like we're going to select the IP set, just the one that we created, and we're going to name it IP blocked. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna say source IP. If you want anything else in like IP in a header, so you can say IP address, or maybe like if you want to block certain requests like post request, get request, you can define it over here. Just for now, we're just gonna block the IP address. And what do we want to do? Do we want to allow it, or do we want to count it, or do you want to do anything else? So we're just gonna make it block. So if you want to set up a captcha over here, you can do that as well. Custom response, let's say if we are blocking that access, we're gonna say you don't have access, so we're gonna put any sort of a server error code over here. And the header could be, we don't need a header. Let me just put a specific body, select the HTML, and we're gonna put you are not allowed. Yeah. Yeah. Just the name is good, okay. Another rule. Now we got a rule. So default web application request doesn't matter any rule allow. So anything that doesn't match the rule, then we'll allow it. We don't block it, okay? So next, IP block rule. Next, we got yeah, and next, and create a web ACL. Just give it a second. So creating web ACL might take some time, yeah. So it's over here. Click on web ACL that we just created and go to rules. So you can see there is one rule over here, but if you and you can add more rules. You can also use the manage group rules. So with this, you can just AWS has predefined the rules like let's say DDoS protection, you can just enable this and it will start protecting, and the firewall is set up for DDoS protection automatically. Okay, so there are also costs implemented over here. So most of them are free. You got something like, let's say, 10 million requests are free for bot control. So yeah, you can just go through this for pricing update. And if there are any other ACL that you want to put, you can go to there, just select one and add the rules. But in our case, we just want to block the public IP address, one of the IP address. Okay. So we got our ACL WAF up. We have set up that to our load balancer. Now let's just go and see the load balancer. Now you can see we can completely access the website, right? If you just refresh the page, yeah, we can still get the content. But let's say if I block my laptop through our ACL WAF, we shouldn't be able to access this, right? So let's just go and check our IP address. Refresh the. So, this is my current IP address. I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna go to my IP set, the IP block, and I'm just gonna add my IP address in this slash my subnet marks is 32. So let's just go and add 32. Add. Let's just make sure if my that's my current IP address. Okay. Yeah, 92.40.84, right? So 92.40.84. Yeah, this is my IP address. So we add our IP address in a block list. If you go to web application, this load balancer and press enter, now you can see we are blocked now, right? We are able to access it before we add our IP address. Now let's see if any other places or any other portion are blocked or not. So if I just go there and change my VPN, just connect to any of the VPN. I got few VPNs over here. I'll just connect to one in London. So generally my VPN will change my IP address. Let's go and see my IP address again. So my current IP address is now changed to 18 something. Previously it was 92 or something, right? So if I go to this WAF and press enter, now I'm again allowed to the website, right? So that's how this web application firewall on ACL works. So we set up an firewall, and we got our access control list over here. So for example, if you go to the rules, and we can add multiple rules over here, right? So let me just, for a demo purpose, I'm just gonna add um, let's say DDoS protection. Okay, add a rule. Maybe some error over here. Okay, what I'm trying to say is like we got this priority number over here. So if we put more IP addresses, or let's say more rules over here, yeah, if I can make one rule test IP set, so let's say it's the same one, and I'm gonna allow it. Okay, so I'm just gonna select the IP set, and now I'm gonna allow it. Add a rule, and if I go to, yeah, save it. So now you can see there are two rules over here, and the priority is 0 and 1. So it always follows this priority level. Okay, even if I allow the IP address in the second rule, it will first check the priority number. Like 0 is the first priority, 1 is the second, and it goes like that. So uh, that's how it works. So even if I allow it on the second level, it is being blocked at the first level. So I will still not be able to get access to that. Yeah, so that's it for the lab. I hope you enjoy it. So some general tips, like you have IAM roles, you can minimize the permission needed. For example, you don't have to open the port number 80 on your EC2 machine. With that scenario, you can use logging and monitoring for, so you can also go through logging metrics over here, and you can see the example. So you can see these are being allowed, right? So when I just reload it, it creates a log over here. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.